Link City is a simple party game of impeded, limited communication. It reminded me a little bit of Codenames that way, with the difference that it is fully cooperative. Everybody plays together in the same team. Everybody's trying to build a city with the help of a deputy mayor who decides where things are built, and an extremely uncommunicative mayor who decides what gets built, and everybody else is trying to help with the strange lack in communication. You had these tiles representing different locations in the town. You use the box to mix them, and they represent locations, and they are double-sided. Also, as you can see, the name is printed on both sides. You start the game by drawing 4 random ones. Also, you need the city hall. That's where we're gonna start building around the city hall. So you place the city hall there, and then you place these other buildings here like that around it. As you can see, by placing tiles next to each other, we're forming trees. And so each tree will be a point at the end of the game. And you're simply trying to score as many points as possible in 6 rounds. That is the standard length of the game. Cones, we got cones that indicate where we are going to build. Now, a round starts with the deputy mayor deciding where new buildings will be constructed. So one player will be the deputy mayor, and another player will be the mayor, and everybody else will be a consultant. And then the roles will switch going clockwise for who is the mayor and who is the deputy mayor. So first, the deputy mayor decides where we're going to build. So that person will place the cones next to at least one edge of the city as we have it already. For example, they place a cone next to the baseball field uniquely, one in between the board game cafe and the bookstore, but again, you cannot place just by a corner, and one, for example, uniquely next to the hardware store. That is where we are going to build. Now, the mayor draws 3 random tiles and places them behind the screen. We're not going to use it, but so you know that's how it would work. And so after they are behind the screen, seeing where the deputy mayor has decided that we will build, the mayor decides what goes where. The mayor has these tiles here, and also the tiles where we're gonna build. So we're gonna build a famous statue, a cemetery, and a robo factory. Now that's super fascinating. So I decide, for example, as the mayor, hiding behind my work behind my screen, as the mayor that I think the cemetery goes well next to the baseball field, so we honor our great athletes there. And the Robo Factory really, to me, seems to match board game cafe and bookstore, science fiction topics. And the famous statue next to the hardware store, you know what, that is weird. So actually, on second thought, the famous statue really should be next to the baseball field. And the hardware store and the cemetery, I don't know, maybe if I try to do things, crafts and things like that and repairs at home, I'm probably going to end up there. So that would be convenient for my family. Point is, the mayor decides where they go, and after they do so, they turn the tiles face down. And we can put them on this other side. Now you see how that works. Now the mayor reveals their work, and the players have a matching set of cones, and they have to decide where the mayor wants things built. And suppose that they think, oh, board game, cafe, and bookstore, that's where the cemetery should go there. And the famous statue and things like that. So, after the vice deputy decides where we build, the mayor decides, no, the deputy mayor decides where we build. The mayor decides what goes where. The other players discuss and talk and argue in a friendly manner to decide where they think things have been planned to go. Once they commit, then we just check. We reveal the tiles and we see if there is a match. Now, for all locations that are matched, we do get to place the tile exactly where it goes, and that's a good thing because now we completed one of those trees there and we scored a point. Here, alas, we don't have a match, so what happens, these locations are placed to add to the city, but wherever we want, but only touching corners. So actually that can be a bit annoying. We're not scoring points, and maybe as you place them down, you're gonna try to figure out, is there a way that creates like a consistent thing, making easier for the next mayor to place things there. So this would be how, say, round one played, and then we give the cubes to the next deputy mayor, and they decide, okay, one next to the Robo Factory, one in between the bookstore and the cemetery, and one in between again. Let's try with Hardware Store and Borgen Cafe. The mayor draws 3 tiles. And we continue like that, trying to communicate and to match how things should go. Now, the first time that you get all of 3 matches correctly, which is possible, you start playing with the 4th cone, which means more challenge, but also more opportunities to score. So 4 cones are placed, 4 locations are planned, and the other players try to guess the location of those 4. If you continue to match things correctly, every time you get a perfect match, you get one of these bonus tiles, so you get to add even extra locations to the board, therefore scoring more points. This is the game, simple as that. You keep playing until you have played 6 rounds, then you count all of the complete trees that you built, that you're able to create in your city, each representing a point, and you're trying to score really, really high. This is the idea. This is how you play Link City. This is a really fun party game. I like the fact of having that word guessing, being completely cooperative. The box says you can play up to 6 players, so this way everybody gets to be mayor and deputy mayor once, but that's okay. We play with more than that. We play with at least 10 people, I think, was last Friday, and it was really great. It was a great warm-up activity. We played the game. Not everybody gets to be the deputy mayor, but guessing or trying to make recommendations to the deputy mayor, for example, hey, there are these 2 locations. If we build here, the mayor may have an easier time to give us a readable match there. Everybody felt involved, and it was really fun. So I don't see any reason why you can't play with more people, because we did, and it works. And it works very well in any case, because you have a lot of nice, interesting decisions. Even again, just for the deputy mayor, the first round may be kind of random, but after a while, you start having more content, more opportunities for matches and mixed matches on the board, and so it becomes increasingly interesting to decide where the cones should go. Being the mayor can be a little bit stressful, but also super fun, because you have your own way of thinking why that location should go next to that location. And good for you, you think it's universal and obvious, and then you watch in horror as the players interpret things in completely different ways, and there's nothing you can do, of course. You gotta keep a poker face. And it's just fun to also, again, watch the things going being completely derailed by, but it must be that or not that. Again, if you're seeing players overthinking code names and having a great time doing it, then I think you'll understand the appeal of Link City. Again, fully cooperative, so that's really nice and really fun. Every roll is fun and interesting, again, just trying to figure out what the matches are. And then the diplomacy, the negotiation, trying to convince other people, yeah, but we should go with this one because I think it's so great. It's a great party game. It's really, really fun. Really awesome. It seems, from the point of view of how difficult it is to play, how complex it is. It could be geared towards families. I mean, as long as somebody can read, they can play. Some of those locations have, however, more adult themes. So if you plan to play it with young players, my recommendation is simply go through all of the tiles and decide which ones you want to include and which ones you do not want to include. You're not going to see every tile, every location in every single game anyway, so you're still going to have plenty of tiles to play even if you don't use them all. It's a fun, light party game. I'm extremely happy that I've had it in my collection now because we can play it as a filler, we can play it as an introduction, we can play with a lot of people when we have to figure out what else to play. I actually bought a couple of extra copies because I think I'm going to try to play it. I'm teaching a class at IU about modern gaming and to exemplify cooperative gaming and restricted communication. I think I'm going to have 120 students play this one because I'm going to make smaller groups. Again, with a single copy, I can make enough sets for like 3 groups to play. And so I'm going to see if I can play with 120 students. I'll let you know. But I do not play games with my classes unless I think a game is fun, interesting, significant, and exemplifies some interesting mechanics, and Link City does all of those things. So, yay, I'm very happy with this game.